Actually, I saw a lot of people saying it on LinkedIn, like it's the Super Bowl of the auto industry. As AI is everywhere. It seems like everybody has an AI angle in their product, in their conversation. AI can help, but I don't know if AI can fully replace that human being in the process of buying and servicing cars. It's a very sophisticated AI desking tool that is just blew my socks off. Through AI, the ability to create fraud and commit fraud is going up exponentially. I think every day is a surprise and new companies entering, companies evolving, technology popping up. And no, I probably wouldn't have expected that type of technology to exist.
Welcome back to another episode of the Seezoned Crew Season 2. We're here live from NADA in Las Vegas for the second of our pair of interviews and podcast recordings. Now we have with us Marco Schnabl. Many of you will know him as the founder of Automotive Mastermind or the founder of RockEdge. He's always been a leader in the education space in the automotive industry and an entrepreneur here in the US. We're really glad to have him with us today. Thank you so much for being here, Marco.
Thanks for having me.
How's NADA been so far?
Amazing.
Yeah?
I think after last year's NADA that was snowed out,
Yeah.
people had the thirst to come back together and spend time with each other. It's been great. Great energy. People call it the Super Bowl of automotive.
100%.
And I think it's just great to have everybody back together and have interesting conversations, learn from one another, and help each other.
Very nice. Are you seeing any themes emerging this year at NADA? I think we
the
had a year
theme
gap.
The theme is AI is everywhere. I'm not sure what that always means, but it seems like everybody has an AI angle in their product, in their conversation, and it's interesting.
Yeah. So you've worked with a lot of dealerships before, a lot of OEMs and data platforms. What do you think makes automotive uniquely challenging for AI compared to other industries?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Well, I don't know if it's a unique challenge or if it's a unique opportunity, but we are thankfully a people-forward business.
Yeah.
You know, it's everybody knows it's the second largest purchase in somebody's life after the house, after the home, and it's oftentimes still a very emotional purchase.
Yeah.
So you engage with another human being that helps you make a purchase decision, helps you through the life cycle of the vehicle by servicing and taking care of you and helping you with the car. And I think that AI can help, but I don't know if AI can fully replace that human being in the process of buying and servicing cars. So that to me is something where other industries are getting replaced or rules are getting replaced. I think in automotive, you know, we're gonna have human beings selling cars and servicing cars for a long, long time. And I think that's where maybe the AI has its certain level of challenge or just limit.
Very interesting. So based off of that, so we see like a lot of fear around AI taking jobs and stuff like that. And is that considered one of the restrictions for why AI adoption isn't growing? Because what you're saying is that humans aren't going to be replaced, right? Like there is room for AI to support, but not replace.
Well, some roles can be replaced.
Yeah.
There will be roles in the ecosystem that are going to be handled by AI technologies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the natural evolution of tech to begin with. But I do believe that it will not replace a salesperson for now. I think it can augment outbound services or inbound services. But for now, I believe that the human interaction in and outbound calls is still necessary at times.
Okay.
And I think on the servicing side, it's going to be even longer until you can fully replace the human.
Mm-hmm.
And clearly on the technical side, that's hard, right? Until you have a robot servicing a car.
Exactly.
On the service advisor side, I think it's a very important function in a dealership to help the consumer go through that life cycle of their car and that experience, to feel comfortable, to have confidence in the product, make the right decision on what to service or what to replace. And that is also something that I don't think AI is able to replace just yet.
Yeah.
Now, look, I used to live in New York City, and ordering food was always a bit painful because you had to talk to another human being on the other line of the telephone, and my German accent and that person's accent didn't always understand exactly what I wanted to eat. So when Open Table came along, I was like, okay, that's a great way to now place an order, right? And that's not necessarily AI, it's just a software. But it replaced probably a lot of work that people had to do answering phone calls and placing orders, and made it a bit less frictionless, or created less friction. I think on the servicing side, it's a complex product. So having someone you can look in the eye that explains to you why you need new brakes, why that's actually safe and a good decision, and providing safety for your family, I think that is, maybe I'm already old school, but that is so necessary still in this process. And I don't think that it's going to slow down AI adoption. It's just the products and AI technologies evolving so fast. With my current company, Rocket, we are producing a lot of content over the last 2 years. We're going more and more and updating some of the content through AI technologies that's making us much faster. And we embrace and enable that, or embrace that transition. So I don't think it's going to be completely limited. It's just a matter of, okay, how can I get the best out of the human being that is still very critical and necessary in the process of buying and servicing cars.
I mean, from your experience at Rocket, actually, if you can tell us a little bit more about it, I think that would be very interesting. And then what gap are you seeing between the frontline teams and the training that they're receiving? Like which areas is education or Rocket focusing on to help those teams be more successful?
Rocket today is becoming the centralized learning, education, performance management platform that allows an employee, a dealer, and the entire ecosystem to gather the content and the learning in a very, very short format. We call it micro-learning content. To be absorbed down to the individual, specific to their dealership's brand, their dealership's philosophy, their job role, the vendors they work with, the processes they want to implement. And it just educates you along the way and makes you much more sophisticated, effective, efficient. You can use any word you want in there, and makes the dealerships more profitable because they have better performance, which leads to better income for the employee, lower turnover, which is trying to solve this problem. So rather than having a standalone LMS, so if you're a dealer, you might have, through all your vendors, OEMs, and yourself, because you want to train and educate your people, you might have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 learning management systems you got to log into. Like, imagine a store that has 8, 9, 10 different CRM systems to log into to gather information about the customer. So the LMS, not being mobile first, not being in the flow of work, not being really particular down to what the individual needs. It's just, either it's in person, which is great, if you're available to go to an in-person training, and if you take good notes, because there's a very simple formula that about 60% of what you learned yesterday is gone the next day. So we are trickling that through every day. We make it available anytime, any place. We make it available because it's mobile, anytime, any place. And, we make it relevant for the individual. And I think that make it fun, make it competitive, gamify. You get points, right? You get all the Candy Crush dopamine hits, which we need.
It's motivation.
We are not competing with other training companies. We're competing with the individual's time on Facebook, on Instagram.
100%.
We want that person to spend 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes a day just to better themselves. It will help them to be more successful, right? And once they learn that, it's like going to the gym. First day is hard, second, third, fourth. Once you've done a week, you're like, wow, that actually feels good. And keeping that going is what we're trying to solve, right? Like by pinging streaks, triggering you, streaks, exactly. Streaks are big, very big. We have amazing partners, dealer groups that are Tom Wood, that are that are using us on a daily basis. It is remarkable how Hendrick Automotive signed up with us, how involved they are in Rita Case is a great client of ours. I mean, she's wonderful. And
can you give us a couple, maybe like what departments are benefiting from it most? What information is it? What gaps is it filling in the information that the frontline workers have? How is it tackling that problem?
So it's every department. I think where we are currently not deeply embedded is on the wrench turning professional side. So mechanics, we are helping do a proper walk around, a video walk around. We work with TrueCar as a partner. Sorry, we work with, it comes back to me in a second, for the mobile workaround to just truly capture the video and make sure we have the right steps for the service advisor, but more so for the technician to take. We also help the technician to have good conversations with the service advisor. So True Video is a partner of ours that we work very closely with to implement their process through working the walkthrough video on the vehicle, right? But we are not yet telling you, okay, if you want to put a spark plug in, this is how many Newton meters you got to apply to the spark plug or the rear axle when you put the tire back on. I think that's where the OEM is great, and that's where they need to continue to do their job and fulfill that obligation with the dealers. But other than that, it's anything from how do you plan your day, how do you do a test drive, how do you communicate better, how do you motivate yourself, how do you calculate a lease, a finance deal, how do you handle objections in the service drive, objections in the sales department. It could be generic content. And then again, what makes Rocket so special, it's our generic content, that's great. Dealer groups or dealerships sometimes opt in for customized content. They have a no haggling, no hassle price philosophy. So we develop some special content for them. Or it's the content that comes through the entire ecosystem, right? That's the OEM's content. That is the vendor content, like Pinewood could become a great partner. We're talking to your CEO about it, on how do we help the launch process of a DMS, right? And make that just a very smooth, different experience than what you see traditionally in launching a DMS. So we really work with anyone, and we try to fill all the gaps over time.
No, that's very cool. That's very cool. And just bringing it back to NADA, like what innovations are you seeing in the education space or other within NADA that are pretty interesting to you this year?
So on the educational side, we want to integrate and partner with anybody that has a booth on this show. So for us, anybody that works with a dealership can benefit from our platform, because you're still dependent on the employee. If you're the person with the lift, if you're the person selling lubricants, if you're the person selling the DMS, we can help you place the training, the process implementation, and truly the ongoing engagement in Rocket. And that's becoming the marketplace for learning. So that's very, very powerful. I would love to see more engagement on the customer success side from some of the software companies to help them also serve their customers in a faster way. I think through AI, the demand on those software companies keeps going up, right? They want to see their customer success reps, their performance reps frequently, and I think we can help there too, and we just need to collaborate. We want to truly just help the entire industry and perhaps even the adjacent industries. So that's what I've been focused on, right? And that's what I've been seeing. Those conversations have been great. And I think in general, innovation, as I said in the introduction, you see a lot of AI. I think you got to be clear with people, what is it? We have a lot of AI companies that are being created. It reminds me a little bit of the era when we had digital retailing come on, right? And there were 15, 20 companies that came to life, and now maybe there's 5 left. But I see the innovation side, it's very rapid, which is exciting, right? People are saying, hey, I have the guts, I have the knowledge to utilize AI to provide value to dealers, and ultimately the market will decide on that. But that is where I see most of the innovation today.
I mean, everyone is focused on AI these days. What's the next AI shift that dealerships should be paying attention to that they're not paying attention to yet? Or do you see something that's coming up that dealerships haven't been really focusing on?
I learned from a few companies or from some clients of Rocket that it's not exactly answering what you asked, but I think it is still very relevant. Through AI, the ability to create fraud and commit fraud is going up exponentially. There's some I don't know all their names, but there's some really good companies that are starting to create solutions around fraud prevention. We met with some dealers at our Rocket booth yesterday that were telling us about technology they've seen where they have been, impacted directly by customers or fraudsters committing fraud, faking documents and being able to get away with it. And the car was funded, leased, the OEM funded the car, but still the dealer is liable. So I would just think, it's not, I don't know what the next evolution of AI is. I just know it's happening really fast, and next year is going to be different than this year.
Right.
But one thing I would invest in as a dealer is being really cautious around how fraud can be committed by bad actors using AI, right? And it, shameless plug, we are developing a certification around that at Rocket, but there's technologies now that allow you to have like AI facial recognition with your customer to really make sure that's the person.
Yeah.
If you know Clear from the airports, similar technology is being used here on the booth. I don't know here at the show. I don't know the company, but people should look it up. That is using that type of technology to identify if somebody is really the person they're claiming to be. And I think if you do nothing else right now, just protecting yourself from being, being taken advantage of, that's a must. Yeah. That's a total must. That's a total must.
First, right?
And everybody knows all these AI deep fakes. If you look at a deep fake from 2 years ago and compare it to a deep fake that's available today, it is night and day. So bad actors will abuse the same technology, and that would be my only shout out there. And what you should pay attention to, it's how are you as a business making sure you protect yourself, your business, your employees, and your customers.
No, very interesting. I mean, it's definitely an aspect that sometimes we don't give enough importance to, right? The safety element. Yeah. Because you go about your day, you don't understand that all of these things are evolving so quickly.
No, and you move fast, right? Like we're under so much pressure. There's such an overload of information from the OEM, from everything you need to know and learn, and it's just part of the job, right? Like that's the auto industry. But then if you want to move fast, but you also have to check, triple check, quadruple check all these different aspects of a deal now because people can fake it. There's technology that needs to help you, right? And that's what my recommendation would be, is to educate yourself. We love to help, of course, right? We want to be that partner, but also there's tech providers that can help you, and that will continue to emerge to help you get better at fraud detection and protection.
Do you think there's a disconnect between what the tech companies are building and what the dealerships actually want? Or is it that coming together, or is it?
No, I don't know. I mean, capitalism, right? In the free market, ultimately the money will decide if there's a disconnect or not. Yeah. It depends. I don't think so. We leverage AI every day, in the way we're building Rocket and we're building our technology. And I'm sure most of the companies that are here at NADA are leveraging AI today one way or another, like from basic functions in running the business to actually building product and deploying product. I think ultimately time will tell what's it evolving to. It's faster moving. I think the speed just went up. Like the pace of 100%. Developing and creating product went up, and it's exciting. I think that, for me, the auto industry, I many times I've cursed it. I was like, I can never work in auto again. And many more times I've come back to it and said to myself, it's the greatest place in business to be in. It's very resilient. Like, dealers are entrepreneurs. They're innovators. COVID happens, they figure shit out. It's so motivating to me. And, in Germany, I would have never been an entrepreneur, but here in the US, in automotive, I had to become an entrepreneur. Like, it was so motivating. So I think dealers will continue to be part of that, pushing tech and technology. And, like, who would have thought that we have like a DMS company entering the market that people are gravitating to? Your booth has been so busy. Yeah. We have legacy companies here. We had Techion entering the market 7-8 years ago. with Pinewood entering now, like that to me shows that this place is always ripe for innovation and change.
100%.
And that's driven by the operators of these businesses, which is really hard. Like running a dealership, selling cars, servicing cars, answering the phone, shaking hands. It's all very hard. Like servicing cars and turning wrenches. It's very hard. It's an exciting place to be in, and it's my home for
That's
my
super
life.
cool. Like I completely understand what you're saying, because I've been on this stand for the last 2 days, and just the excitement that you get from people when they see interesting and innovative products. I completely get that mindset that you're talking about. Like we see a sparkle in their eye when things actually come together and they work, and they're like, oh, that actually exists. That's how it works. So no, I completely agree, and no, I think. Yeah, there's some very interesting things to come to this market, I think, in the near future. So we'll see how it evolves, right? You're saying it's rapidly developing.
I've been in the industry since I was a child, but truly professionally in the industry since 2004 or 5, and the innovation has been constant. It speeds up, but it's constant innovation.
Yeah,
maybe more exponential in the last few years than it has been before, and that's so exciting. Like that to me, like next year is going to be. Last time we were here, or maybe it was the year before, was all about back to the basics. COVID is over. Let's like learn how to sell cars again. Now it's all AI focused. It's fun. It's a fun place.
Has there been that AI? Has there a belief that you've had in AI in the automotive industry? It's something that's changed over the years. Like, would you say 5 years ago you would have thought where we are today is where we are, or what do you? Has that changed over the years? Like personally,
I don't know. I think I get surprised every day. I was at partner of Rocket and investors JM&A, and I saw their new product today. It's a very sophisticated AI desking tool that is just blew my socks off. I would have never imagined something like this existing 5 years ago. So I think every day is a surprise, and new companies entering, companies evolving, technology popping up. And no, I probably wouldn't have expected that type of technology to exist. So yeah, it's a surprise. It's a surprise.
Very interesting. Okay, so I mean, NADA is going to end eventually tomorrow, and then we're all going to go home. What's going to be your biggest takeaway from NADA this year?
Gotta follow up with a lot of people, like I tell myself every year. To me, the biggest takeaway is just, it sounds so cliche, but it's the energy here. It is inspiring, motivating me to keep building, growing, innovating, and just being. I'm really proud to be part of that community. 13 years ago, I was somebody in a dealership, and today I have been a journey of tech, and I think that continues to inspire me, and it should inspire a lot of people. Like if you walk the floor here, right, and you're an employee in a dealership, and you're like, oh my God, I love to build this technology. I think people should try it. If you want to be a dealer, you should raise your hand and say, I want to be a dealer. But it's an inspiring, really inspiring place, and people that I meet here that have been here the first time, they're like, wow, I've never seen a convention like this. To me, it's a really magical, like cool place that I love every year. So somebody said it. I saw a lot of people saying it on LinkedIn. Like it's the Super Bowl of the auto industry, and I love that all of these, partner vendors, companies are out here and they want to close deals, and dealers are turning their badges around, leave me alone. But then, they end up like they have pride in like doing business with a partner. That is so cool. That's so freaking cool. Like to me, that is. I'm gonna go home like tired but really motivated, and I just hope it inspires more people to do stuff in this industry, becoming dealers, growing a dealer group, becoming an entrepreneur. If you think you can build better floor mats or a better car wash, or just do it.
And it's crazy because the whole world comes here to feed off of that energy. Exactly. All the innovators come here, right? Because they want to take some of that technology back, and they want to take a slice of that back. Marco, thank you so much. That was our podcast with Marco Schnabl. Thank you so much for joining us today. We got some very interesting insights on what we're looking to see in the education and the automotive marketing space, and just the entrepreneurship industry, entrepreneurship in the US in general. Marco shared a lot of very interesting insights, and we were very lucky to have him. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. We're always really open to some questions or some recommendations on what topics to cover next.